भारत में किडनी यानी कि गुर्दे से जुड़ी परेशानी बहुत बड़ी सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य समस्या बन चुकी है। खासकर क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज यानी कि दीर्घकालीन गुर्दा रोग की बात की जाए तो स्थिति बहुत चिंताजनक है। कई हाल के अध्ययन और डेटा ये बताते हैं कि भारत में क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज के मामले लगातार बढ़ रहे हैं और ये देश में स्वास्थ्य बोझ का एक बड़ा कारण बनता जा रहा है। शोध के अनुसार भारत में क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज से ग्रसित पीड़ितों में अनुमानित रूप से लगभग 13 से 16% वयस्क हैं। एक और चुनौती ये है कि कई मरीज शुरुआत में अपने क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज होने के बारे में नहीं जानते हैं, क्योंकि शुरुआती दौर में इसके लक्षण स्पष्ट नहीं होते। देसी अध्ययनों में पाया गया है कि कई मामलों में अवेयरनेस बेहद कम है, जिससे लोग समय पर परीक्षण और इलाज नहीं कराते। कंटेंट क्रिएटर डॉक्टर रिनी श्रीवास्तव बता रहे हैं कि कैसे गुर्दे से जुड़ी परेशानियों को समय पहले पहचान कर रोकथाम और सुरक्षा करें।
1 million people across the world are either on dialysis or have a kidney graft, and that is the only way that they're able to survive. Kidneys filter approximately 200 liters of blood every day, and it is one of the main filtration mechanism in your body which takes out the toxins and all excess waste from your body. But data suggests that majority of the people in the world are heading towards chronic kidney disease, and it is very important that we find out how to take care of our kidneys, especially through the lens of Ayurveda. Hi, I'm Dr. Rini, an Ayurveda scientist and a health coach who is going to tell you 5 foods and spices that are not only going to be protecting your kidneys but also give you a cleansing action that can support those who are already suffering from a kidney disease. Keep watching. Ayurveda specifically does not define kidney disease, but the 3 big tests, Charak Samhita, Sushruta Samhita and Ashtang Hridayam, have defined 3 major problems. Number 1, painful urination. Number 2, degeneration or Mutravaha Sroto Dushti. That means degeneration of your urinary channels. And number 3 is obstruction or presence of any sort of a kidney stone or bladder stone, which can obstruct the normal flow of urine. The pathogenesis of any kidney disease basically starts from a low or weak digestive fire. Because of that, excess undigested waste sits in your system, starts circulating in your bloodstream, eventually causing blockages in your kidneys and urinary channels. For any sort of kidney problem, we optimize by using 4 techniques. Number 1, Mutral, that means promoting anything that can increase your urine flow. Clearing out the channels or urinary pathways which can help clear out any excess toxins or blockages sitting in these channels. Number 3, correcting your metabolic fire or digestive fire. The 4th technique is pacifying 2 primary doshas, Pitta and Kapha. These, when pacified, indirectly lead to pacification of all kidney issues. Before we get into the specific 5 foods, herbs and spices, it is also highly recommended in Ayurveda to avoid high sodium, ultra processed, extremely fried or overly cooked foods, as well as abhishandi foods if you want to stay away from kidney disease in the long run. Abhishandi foods are those which are channel blocking, something like curd, yogurt or heavy foods which are not fully digested by your system. Now let's start with the 5 specific foods and spices that actually heal kidneys, starting with my top recommendation, which is barley or yavar. This forgotten Indian household grain is actually excellent because of its kashaya astringent taste as well as madhur taste, which is sweet. Despite being sweet, it is light and dry in nature. That's why it's very easy to digest. Excellent because of 3 primary actions. Number 1, lekhana, scrapes out excessive waste sitting in your system. Number 2, it is kapha medhara. So this will also remove excessive fat in your body or excessive metabolic waste in general. Number 3 property, it is also a diuretic. That means directly promoting urine flow, which is one of the techniques used in improving kidney function in your daily life. Now, how to have barley? The number 1 way that you can have barley is take 1 to 2 tablespoons of barley and put it in 3 to 4 cups of water. Boil it for 20 minutes and strain it. After straining it, sip this warm barley water throughout the day. If you're somebody who has a weak digestion, you can also have thin yavagi gruel. Yavgi gruel is like a dalia or a porridge. However, if you feel like you are not able to fill your stomach with a gruel, barley roti every day at lunchtime is also okay. Next in this list is mudga or green moong. The reason why I'm recommended mudga or green moong is because whenever you have high creatinine or albumin in your bloodstream, you're usually recommended to stay away from protein on a daily level because it can impact your kidneys in the long run. However, green moong is one of the easily digestible proteins which are not only nourishing but also help remove excessive toxic waste sitting in your colon as well as your bloodstream. Green moong should be always very well cooked, should be taken in the form of khichdi or even a soup is highly recommended in Ayurveda. It is also astringent, that means healing in nature, and sweet in taste. It is also light and dry in nature, that means adding a good amount of ghee is a must with any lentil, as you know. In addition to this, there is another special dal or lentil that I must recommend here, which is kulat dal, which is specifically used to break stones in Ayurveda. Kulat dal is bhedan, that means it breaks. It is also a mutral, that means a diuretic, and also cleans out any infection that is sitting in your bladder or urinary system. However, we do not recommend kulat to anybody who has a weak digestion because it is a heavier lentil as compared to moong dal. Next in this list is our very humble bottle god Alabu or Loki as we call it in Hindi. Now this particular ahar is quite pathya, that means considered very wholesome, very sattvic in Ayurveda. It is tridosh shamak, especially pitta and kapha. It has a sweet taste, it's very light to digest and is also mildly mutra supportive, that means supports your urine flow. The other ways that you can take Loki in your general life are by making Loki sabzis, sauteing Loki with a little bit of digestive spices, or even making Loki soups. Next, we move on to a very specific herb in Ayurveda, which is called gokshur. Now, gokshur has a madhur or a sweet taste. It is guru and snigdh. Guru means heavy, snigdh means unctuous. What it also does is provide strength to not only the urinary system, but to your entire body. Now, let's enter our kitchen box because that is where some solutions also lie. Top of this list is dhania, dhanyak or coriander. You can either use leaves or seeds, both of which are excellent. Number one, it is Pitta Shamak, reduces excessive heat in the body or inflammation in the body. Dhanyak seeds are also directly mutral, that means diuretic in nature. So it will help promote flow and remove any obstructions that come in the way. Specifically, dhania seeds are kashaya and madhur, that means astringent and sweet in taste. They are a little bit unctuous in nature but are still very light to digest. Their overall effect in the body is cooling, and that's why very good for painful urinary disorders. The way to take coriander is either you can take fresh leaves, but ideally it's best to take coriander seed water or have coriander tea by taking about 1 teaspoon seeds and boiling them in about 1.5 cups of water, bringing it back to 1 cup and taking that tea throughout the day. Now that I've given you these different food categories which work on your urinary system, I feel like it's time to give you a little extra more. Number one, trapush or cucumber, which is excellent in cooling and in its diuretic action. So anybody who has a UTI or painful urination can eat this during the daytime. However, if you have a weak digestive fire, start with small amounts so that it does not cause you bloating. Number 2 is jeera or cumin seeds, and this can be taken as either cumin seed water or cumin tea, and it is very important to understand why cumin is important. Jeera works as an Agni rekindler as well as removes ama or metabolic waste sitting in your system. To strengthen and give a regeneration to your urinary systems, adding spices and herbs that are warming will also eventually help. Then moving on to the third bonus herb, which is Punarnava. Now, Punarnava has a very regenerating action in your body, but specifically for the urinary system, it is not only a diuretic, but also helps relieve any sort of swelling, puffiness or excessive water retention because of compromised kidneys. You can also try exploring Varun, which directly is known for breaking urinary calculi or stones sitting in your urinary system. Then moving on to the final bonus spice, which is a very simple spice called fennel, is very, very good for cooling down painful and inflammatory urinary disorders in your system. Fennel is also a strong diuretic, so it will help remove any excessive ama blocking your urinary flow, and it will also help with your Agni as well. Now that we've understood that these basic changes and very simple changes in your life can actually protect your kidneys so that they don't go in the worst conditions, and for those who already have a kidney disease, they can help support your healing process. These changes are not something that are very difficult. Now you know that basic foods and herbs like barley, Loki, which is bottle gourd, and some basic seeds can make a big difference to your kidneys. Remember that kidneys is your filtration mechanism, so if they are compromised, everything else will eventually be compromised, and that's why chronic kidney disease is so severe and is so damaging to one's lifestyle. For such people, we do believe that if you see that there is a puffiness, swelling, water retention, or constant urinary tract infections that you're getting, get yourself checked